I actually went to college to become a chemical engineer because I liked chemistry in high school. And when I got there, the young man who lived across the hall from me in my dormitory was in the architecture program. He would take me up in the architecture building and show me the drawings that they were doing that month, and they were up there for judgment. So as I looked at all the drawings, I thought to myself, I can draw circles around these guys. I thought, because of Uzbekistan and all those other countries that Endinstian, it sounded perfect, so I just called it Neubekistan. I started designing it in, probably 2006. Started building it in 2007. Took from 2007 till about 2010 when I moved in here. There are some favorite things about it. I was telling Matt a couple of weeks ago that wherever I look, it makes me smile. Did you hear the story of how this came to be? Renee painted it and painted those little roofs and then painted those squares, each representing one of the pods. And when we were finished with it, she painted the inside of it the color of the pod. So you can see the order that we built them in. Planted the trees, and then we built the deck, and then we built the shop so that we could build the other buildings using the tools in the shop. And then we built my bedroom and then this last. The idea of multiple buildings was the idea of summer camps. Kids go to summer camp, they have these little buildings similar to this. Is actually the guest room. The guest room, as you can see, already has its own paintings. Because all my helpers were family members, they all had real jobs, so we could only work on weekends. So we actually built this in 3 years on weekends only. But I worked during the week planning what we were going to do for the weekend. I had every 2x4 with a drawing of it with the length of it. And so we would just start cutting once we got here. These are this is all storage. These are all drawers. I wanted to use cedar because cedar is a wood that has warmth and character. It has texture. It's one of the only woods you can find with what they call a rough sawn texture. And that's what all of this wood has. And I was trying to get a feel of a log cabin in here, right, in a contemporary way. Now, if you notice the way the ladder works, it comes down very easily, and it's very solid. It doesn't move at all. So I just like mostly to have fun doing what I do. And I also like to do what no one else could possibly think of doing. Did I show you the T-shirt I saw where it said, architect is someone who solves a problem that you didn't know you had in a way that you can't possibly understand. Because all my helpers were family members, I didn't want them climbing up high on those roofs. So we built all the roofs on the ground, next to the buildings. We put in guides on the roof so that when it dropped in place, it just slid in place right where it belonged. Didn't have to move it at all. We did that for all 3 of the roofs. One of the things that I point out when we're giving a tour is that one of the reasons you feel good in here is there's symmetry, and besides the symmetry, there's 4 exposures. There's west, there's south, there's north, and there's east. And you never find a house that has 4 exposures. There's one really good idea, as far as I'm concerned, about life, is that you want to choose as a profession something that you really love. You never work a day in your life.